Hey guys, so not too long ago I was struggling financially, so I know how it is to meal prep on a budget. Today this is what we're gonna do. I'm in the store again, so I'm gonna try to search for the ingredients for foods that are not that expensive. First things first, the wine. I'm just kidding, no wine, let's go. Probably this is gonna be the most expensive item. It's gonna be chicken and beef. Now you will have alternatives, I will show you some alternatives, but for now just stick with this. Also, we have to keep in mind that we are in Luxembourg, so maybe where you are right now is cheaper than this. So this is 8 euros per kilogram. Then the second source is going to be ground beef. This is 100% beef, and as a nutrition point of view, it's 1.2 grams fat, 24 grams of protein. So yeah, just pure protein right here is going to be the foundation of many big meals. So yeah, beef and chicken from here. Another source of protein, not ideal, but again, if you're on a budget and you have to stretch your dollars, then you can use it. It's pangasius or tilapia. It's not the best source of fish, but it's much cheaper, so it's 6.38 €. I used to get this for quite some time when I was, like I said, struggling. So it's just frozen fish. Just if you look at the macros, 1.2 grams fat, 13 grams of protein per 100 grams. So not a bad source as a caloric point of view, but again, the quality is not the best. If you can choose chicken, go for chicken or tuna, but if not, go with cheaper ones like this. Another alternative, a cheap one, again, we already know that this is the typical bodybuilding food, tuna, canned tuna when you're on a budget, so you can go for it. I believe it's a little bit better than the pangasius, so you can opt for this. You can easily mix with rice or other carb sources, and you can make great meals, so go for it. Another good source, if you like them, they're sardines, a little bit more expensive than the tuna. It's 2 euros per package, so yeah, again, another great source of protein. And yeah, of course, a good source of omega-3, because here we have 8.7 grams of fat, 22 grams protein, but higher in fats and great fats, omega-3 fats. So yeah, you have 2-in-1 right there. Obviously, the OG indispensables, the eggs. So I mean, in my opinion, if you can choose the best source, like I always say, if I go on a deserted island and it can be delivered a certain food, to me it's eggs, just eggs. So greatly nutritious, amazing source of protein and fats. So this is 30 cents per egg. Like I said, you might find them cheaper, but yeah, phenomenal source of protein. Every morning I have 4 eggs. One of the protein sources that I've been using for years, it's skyr. So in fact it's a cheese, but it's exactly like a yogurt. Probably most of you know already about it. Less than 0.5 grams of fat and 11 grams of protein. So 200 grams of skyr, it's equivalent of 100 grams of chicken breast. So there you go, a great, amazing source of protein, and quite cheap. It's 500 grams, so half a kilogram, with €1.45. Amazing deal. Another great alternative is like a cottage cheese. Same amount of protein, 11 grams, and the same amount of fat, but it's cheaper, this one. So you have 0.8, so it's 80 cents. In French it's called fromage fraise, so if you can find it, go for it. It's mainly, I believe, it's a cottage cheese, so it's cheaper, it's almost half the price of the skyr. Good alternative. Look at this, you have 2 alternatives. You have skyr, which is €1.50. You have this protein, let's say bar, which is the same price, €1.50. This, it says that it has high protein. This is what it says. 7.2 grams of fat, 6.4 grams of protein. It has more fat than protein per bar. Here you have one snack. Here you have a couple of snacks right here. Choose wisely. A cucumber, I'll use it in the mornings, and you can also take some tomatoes. So pick whichever source of vegetables you like. I like the cherries, the small ones. They're really nice. And cucumbers, you know, they're not expensive, so you can use these ones. And yeah, we need some sources of antioxidants, vitamins, so we cannot eat just eggs and bread. So use some vegetables that you like. It doesn't have to be expensive, you know, mushrooms or salads or whatever you prefer, just take them. Now we are in the carb section, so we have pasta right here. Now you can choose alternatives the ones that are cheaper. There are a whole bunch of brands, and just because of the brand is more expensive, that's all, it's the same pasta. So choose the ones that are cheaper. Great source of carbs. You can bump up the carbs a lot by having pasta. What I also have here is the tomato sauce. So you have a whole bunch of tomato sauce. Usually what I take is this one. It's a little bit more expensive, but you have all the other alternatives. This is what I used to have before. It's a bigger and cheaper alternative. Another staple, bodybuilding staple, is the rice right here. I like this Thai rice. It's the jasmine rice. It's delicious. So I'm used with it for years. This is what I do. This is what I take. And yeah, it consists. Two of my meals consist of rice. So staple. Another great source of caloric dense carbs. You have dates, so dry fruits are amazing. You can choose different ones. I mix them with the skyr or with the fromage. Another great source of carbs, just make sure that is whole bread, so not the white one. Take a better source of bread. It is a bit more expensive, but still the quality is much better. This is a protein bread, so it has a little bit more protein than the others, mainly because it has also some nuts in it, some stuff like this that are increasing the protein. I will have this. I will create this recipe with the eggs. So great source of carbs. Bananas, cheap, great source of carbs. We're gonna use them for the shake. So yeah, this one's definitely on the list. Let's move on. Now this is what I used to do a lot. It's like a tortilla with beef and vegetables, but canned vegetables, because this is the cheapest way to take them. So I like mushrooms. So you can take like packages like this of canned mushrooms. You can take beans. So this is what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be like a Mexican burrito stuff, really nice. I used to do it every night. So I'm gonna take the mushrooms, beans, red beans, corn. And that's about it for vegetables. Oh, and onions. You have the red beans by 3 here, canned. I also have the small ones with the corn. So just take a whole bunch of these, mix around, and you can create a really nice dish, really cheap. Now we will need the wraps. So 6 tortilla, basic stuff, 55 grams of carbs per 100 grams. So great source of carbs. Obviously not the healthiest thing, but we have to keep it on the budget now. So we have to sacrifice something. So we're gonna take tortillas, and we're gonna do that nice burrito with beef, Mexican style. Another great source, I don't care what everyone says, oats. I've been eating them for more than a decade. It's one of the best sources of carbs, and this is gonna be in every shake. Cheap, 55 cents, so go for it. An optional thing for the yogurt, for the skyr, is gonna be a peanut butter. This is more expensive, but if you buy a jar, you're just gonna put a little spoon, so it's not gonna be a whole bunch, so it's gonna last you a lot. It's not gonna be just like a week thing. It's gonna be probably like a month. What I do, I don't buy it from the store, I just buy it from the internet, you know, 100% peanuts, or you can make it by yourself and make a big quantity. It's gonna last a lot. So here we are, guys, back at home, back in the kitchen. So first things first, the breakfast, 4 eggs. I did them scrambled, so you can do them whichever way you like. But I like to do them scrambled, and you can use whichever condiments you prefer. If you like just salt and pepper, use those. I use paprika also. And I toasted the bread, the protein bread that I took, and just placed the eggs on top. Obviously you can try different recipes with these ingredients, but as you can see, cheap ingredients, nothing fancy here. Vegetables, tomatoes, you know, whichever you prefer. Plenty of proteins, carbs here, and fats. So it's a great breakfast. And again, very cheap. Next one, it's the snack, it's the protein shake. Here again, quite cheap ingredients. We have the banana, oats, protein powder. Now obviously for the protein powder you take a bigger package, and per scoop it comes very cheap. So value and price, it's a very good deal. And obviously very nutritious. Next thing, it's another snack. Here we have the fromage fraise, which is a cottage cheese. As I told you before, you can use the skyr also, or this type of cottage cheese. Just make sure that you have enough protein. Now with the peanut butter, obviously you take a kilo or a half of a kilogram and it's gonna hold you for months. So this is obviously optional, but if you want to increase the calories, increase the fats, you can opt for a peanut butter. And I mix with dates and a banana. It's a delicious snack and very high in protein, carbs and also fats. Next one on the list is the pasta with the beef. Here you can change the beef with pork. I used to do this for a long time. Obviously it's not the best protein source, but we are on a budget here, so we have to keep it tight. Just use the condiments that you like, whatever you prefer. Here I used salt, pepper, paprika and thyme. After that we had the pasta to boil and the tomato sauce that, like I said, it's a tomato sauce. You can use whichever sauce you prefer. And there you have it, guys. It's a big meal. It's a lower in fat meal, but plenty of carbs and proteins. Next one on the menu is the chicken breast with rice and vegetables. Here again, use whichever condiments you prefer. Here I used a little bit of yogurt with again salt, pepper, some mustard, stuff like this. You can use whichever ingredients you like. Some onions on top, some thyme, salt. Feel free to play around with the vegetables and the condiments. I placed it in the oven for like 20 minutes and then I took it out and I placed an aluminum foil on top of it to let it cook further and not get too dry. So as you can see, it's quite juicy. It's not dry outside. It's a great meal with rice, chicken and the vegetables you prefer. Next one on the menu, I used to do this for a long time. It's the last meal of the day. What I used to do is take the beef and mix it with vegetables, the canned vegetables, because they're very cheap. So corn, beans, very nutritious, mushrooms, onions, red peppers, whichever vegetables you prefer. And I used to mix this with beef, rice, and I placed them in a tortilla. So I did it like a Mexican tortilla, really nice. Wrap them around and I used to toast them a little bit on both sides. And there you go, guys. It's a very good snack for the end of the day. You have proteins, you have carbs, you have some fats in here. It's gonna digest for the rest of the night. So here you have it, guys. Meal prep on a budget. I'm gonna put on the screen the ingredients and how much did it cost for me. I try to stretch the dollars. I try to stretch the money as much as I could. Obviously you can make probably better choices to make it even cheaper. Like I said in the videos, you can choose other food ingredients like tuna or pangasius or other protein sources. I believe that these sources are very good ones, so you should choose this. I remember how it was to struggle financially, so keep going, don't give up, hope. You can do this, it's just gonna be temporary. Get through this, push hard, train hard, eat well, and you're gonna succeed. Guys, thanks again for watching. Keep on going, keep on training hard, and see you in the next video. Ciao.